What's up, cooks? I have a little secret for you. I love my beater knife. So this is one of my beater knives. And a beater knife is a knife that is inexpensive, but it fits like a glove, right? It's that knife that you might have all these expensive knives, but for some reason you grab for this baby first. So today I have a little confession about how I treat my beater knives. We're going to sharpen a few, and I'm going to show you how I store them. So join me. Let's talk beater knives. So my knife confession to you is I love my beater knives. Now, I have knives that are handmade that cost $300-400 per knife. And let me tell you, I grab my beater knife more than anything. My expensive knife, half the time, are sitting in the pan room in my knife cabinet. And I'm in here in the kitchen chopping away with my beater knife. So a beater knife is pretty much well known among cooks. It's one of those knives that's like your old friend. You didn't pay hardly anything for it. I think this beater knife was like $25. This is a Victorinox. It's a chef's knife. And it's sort of like that shirt you have. Like I said, you have an old paint shirt and you have all these fancy clothes in the closet. And when you're at home being yourself, you have on your old paint shirt, right? You can splash it, you can tear it, you can do all that thing. And that is what I do with my beater knife. Now, everybody's definition of a beater knife is going to be different depending on, the amount of money you want to invest. Some people, a beater knife is a $20 knife, and some people, a beater knife is any knife under $100. So a beater knife is whatever it is to you. So some of my confessions on my beater knives. A lot of people are going to be like, what? And I do something to my beater knife that will ruin the day of the knife enthusiast.
It shortens the lifespan.
This beater knife, I put in the dishwasher.
Oh!
Right? Oh, gosh. Generally speaking, for knives, you don't want to put it in the dishwasher because they can clank around. They get dull faster. Look at the handle on this one. The handle on this one is basically, this was a black handle. Now it's all gray, right? I paid $25 for this knife, and I figure if I can't run and gun with this knife, like not toss it around because you don't want to cut yourself, but grab it from the drawer, sharpen it fast, clean it fast. To me, it's no longer a beater, right? A beater has to be one of those knives that it's like your old friend. You can beat it up all the time and it still performs for you day in and day out.
This thing sits on plates. It sits in the sink.
It sits everywhere. I might run it over with a car, right? And it still comes back every single time. I rip it in this electric sharpener, which you would never do with an expensive knife. You would hand sharpen an expensive knife. I rip it in this. I throw it in the dishwasher. It lands near the sink. It's wet too long. Everything that's on the do not do to your knife list, we do to these knives. So let me show you where I store them real quick. And then we're going to sharpen a couple. Okay, so this is the drawer that I keep my beater knives in. And I'll take this out, so I'll show you what I have in here. And I have a little ducky clip in here. These are my grab and go knives. Not anything fancy, nothing spectacular. This is what's in here right now. And this can change like all the time. So let me get these out here and I'll show you what I have. Okay, so we brought these out there. These are my beater knives, my current beater knives. So I got these little caddy looking things. I believe I got these on Amazon. I'll put links down. I keep these in the drawer. They work fantastic. Okay, so for my beater knives, let's start here. If you want to talk about beater of all beater, this knife right here is the beater of all beaters. I bought this at a local international store because it has a pink handle. As a matter of fact, the handle is starting to crack, which is making me sad because I love this knife. This is a Sam Duck Queen Star, which I don't think you can really get it online. I can only get it at the international store. They don't have it anymore. I use this knife all the time. A Sam Duck, right? This is a Saboteur. This is a small sort of rocking chef's knife. I don't use this that much because it's too small to be a chef's knife, but I kind of use it on small tasks. So in here I also have, which I have a couple over there, I have a beater offset bread knife. This is a Dexter. I use this all the time. You can't sharpen this. You can't really sharpen these.
Why mess up a Wusthof when you got this guy?
Yeah, so if you want to sharpen it, you just buy another one, right? I have this. I don't really use this that much. This is a Rada, and I kind of thought the shape was kind of funky. It's sharp, and I use it occasionally. It's in here. So there's two really like main competitor beater knives. You have the Victorinox Chef, and you have the Mercer. This is their version. These are basically the same, near the same price. This is probably $25, and this one here is probably $20. I've had this longer than I've had this. I bought like 2 or 3 of these.
We've done barbecue contests,
yeah,
everything. This
has gone with us. I love it. The angle, everything about this knife works for me. This knife, it's a good knife. I always feel though when I'm cutting with it, some people like this knife over the Victorinox. Some reason when I'm cutting with this knife, to me it has the wrong angle. And I don't know what I mean by that. I think I just mean maybe that my hand doesn't work as well on the handle. A lot of people love this knife. To me, this feels more natural than this one. I used this one for a long time. I bought this one, and at first I was like, what the heck? The angle on this is all wrong. But I've grown to deal with that. Okay, so another beater knife I use is this DF Chef knife. I did a video on this when I first got it. I literally paid like, I think, $12 for this knife.
Oh, is this part of your cheap knife?
Yeah, this was like, I think I bought a $10 knife or something. So that's what this is. It's sort of like a rocking Santoku, and look at it, it's even starting to rust on the end. So I need to scrub that real quick, a little barkeeper's friend, after we sharpen it. So, now this is my OG beater knife. They don't make this knife anymore, and I so wish that I can get this. This is a Mundial knife. I bought this at Home Goods. That's the knife. It's a piece of steel all along, and the handle is steel. It's made in Brazil. I bought this thing, and I love this, and they don't make this line anymore. This knife for a beater knife, I absolutely love this knife. So we're going to sharpen this one too. So this is my OG beater knife. So I have this Stahl. It's a Santoku. I bought this at Restaurant Depot. It has a really beefy handle on it, and it's really flat on the bottom. I can say that my personal preference is a chef's knife because I like a little bit more rock to it. I currently have this just because I bought it at a restaurant supply and it just ended up in here. But I really wish I would have bought the chef's version of this because this is a little flat on the end. And I don't push cut that much, and I don't do this. I do this maybe when I'm cutting onions or something, but I like a rocker. So one of my favorite beater knives. And you guys are going to say like, what? But this is a Titan Forge.
And she's got 2 of them.
I have 2 of them. They went on sale. This is a Titan Pro Series. It went on sale. It's a weird knife. It's sort of a rocker. It's sort of a Santoku. And it's sort of like a Kuritsuke. Because you got this action going on. So it's like, you know, I don't know. I think they call this a Nikiri. So I don't know what it is. I love this knife. It's really comfortable in my hand. I can grip it like this. I love this knife. This, my Victorinox, and my OG. These are my favorite 3 beater knives right now. So to sharpen these knives, I do not spend any time sharpening these knives. I do not put them on a stone. I do not go through all that trouble. These are my run and gun. And how I sharpen these knives is I use this 3-stage Chef Choice electric sharpener. Now, a lot of people don't like electric sharpeners. If you're going to buy an electric sharpener, go with the Chef's Choice. Go with the 3-stage. This will be the best sharpener that you can get, pretty much, electric sharpener. Okay, the 3 stages on the Chef's Choice. The first stage is going to be your coarsest grit. This is going to make your burr. So what you do with this is you're going to sharpen one side and the other side. It's going to give you your angle in here. This is really not meant for Japanese knives. They have a version for Japanese knife that has the angle for Japanese knives. I just sharpen everything on there because it's my beater knives, right? It's going to sharpen one, sharpen, 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 right? And one thing you're going to notice if you run your finger over the blade is it's going to create a burr. And what a burr is just when you sharpen at one angle, literally the steel, it's going to bend this way. And it's going to create like a ridge, like a rough ridge on there. So when you sharpen back the other way, it's going to move the burr that way. So every time you sharpen, even when you're on a stone, you sharpen this way, right? And then you're going to sharpen this way. It's because you're moving that burr. So you're going to get a ridge going this way. It's going to bend it. Boom, boom. And you will literally see it if you look on a microscope. I was going to say microphone. You can literally see that burr. You can feel it too because it's going to go, it's going to bend it this way. It's like a thin, rough edge. So it cuts it, but it leaves a jaggedy edge, right? So you're going to go finer here. This is going to smooth out that burr a little bit, and it's going to increase the precision of the edge to make it sharper. So this goes from coarse to finer, and the last stage is like a strop. So a strop, when you do it by hand, you're going to take a piece of denim, you're going to take a piece of leather or glass and something. It's really fine. It's basically to polish out that edge, to remove the fine edge of the burr, and finishes up your knife. So this is what this is. Coarse, medium, strop, all done, just fruit, fruit, fruit. We're going to run a couple of these through so you can see how it is. And let me go grab a piece of paper so you can see how dull these knives really are. So let's test real quick how dull these knives really are. I can tell you my Victorinox is dull. This is my Victorinox. It is cutting.
It cuts. But you're gonna...
Literally, this side of the knife, the edge.
You're gonna mangle a tomato.
The edge here, Lord.
Start there.
It's, that's how fat it is. Let's try my super beater.
Hit the paper. Okay.
Wow, that is not sharp at all.
Now let's show a better knife you made.
Well, let's look at my Mercer. Oh my God, my Mercer. All these knives need to be sharpened so bad. Okay, so let's do this one. This one I don't use as much.
That did nice.
Look at how.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you gotta cut it, Boo-Boo.
What do you mean cut it? It won't. It literally will not cut.
You're pushing the paper.
No. It literally will not cut. Squat.
Okay. You had how about your little cleaver, your little chef guy?
Which one?
The little guy, the short stubby guy.
This is a radar.
Well, the radar I think is sharp too. But, the guy.
This one's probably relatively sharp because I don't use it that much. Okay, let's run these bad boys through the chef choice and see what happens. Okay, we're going to turn on the chef choice, and we're going to use this on the world's beater, right? This is the Victorinox chef's knife. So we're going to run it. So you want to get it close to the heel of the knife here. We're going to run it for about 3 seconds across here, and we're going to do it boom, 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 one side, the other. So the burr will go back and forth, back and forth. So we're going to go ahead. 1, 2. Since these are really, that's probably enough, but these are really dull. We're going to go stage 2. You can hear the difference in the loudness of the grind. And I'm going to strop twice. I think you always want to strop twice at the end. Okay. So you saw how that knife was before, right? Let's see how the knife is now.
Whoa!
Wow! I can't say that it's sharp like if I put it on a stone, but that's a different knife, right?
With no effort at all, you're cutting it.
No. This is an entirely different knife. Just running it through that. It's not super sharp, but it's sharp enough. See that? Wow.
Yeah.
Yay.
You can use it again.
Okay, so let's sharpen the OG Sam Duck. Sam Duck. Ooh, yeah. Bring my Sam Duck back alive. I'm going to do this 3 times. Stage 2. And a strop. Okay. Let's see how Sam Duck is going to do. It's a little rough. That edge isn't finished. Ah! That edge isn't finished. Wow, I'm gonna have to put this on the steel.
It's gonna problem because it's you bought it at an international market? Is it an Asian knife so the kerf is wrong?
It should still sharpen it. Yeah, I have to put this on the scale. So, let me go ahead and finish sharpening these and I'll be back. So I ran all the knives through. That's the Mercer. They're cutting nicely, so now my beater knives are sharp. So the only one, Eric tried to run my my OG beater knife, the Sam Dunk, through again. I'm gonna have to put this on the stone. It's better, but it's a little rough. So cooks, now you know my secret. I love beater knives, and I beat up my beater knives. I throw them in the dishwasher, I toss them in the sink, I run them on an electric sharpener, and they've actually served me pretty well, even though I'm so terrible with them. Terrible. If you have a beater knife, you're going to know what I mean because they're very lovable. Have a great day.